Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin cryptocurrency market and let you know that I still have that plan. Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin's probably going to go up, not much, maybe up 20, just right around $22,000 and get up there. Then, if you want to short, that would be the area to short. And I'm really surprised all the people want to throw in their shorts right now. One of the first areas you do, if you want to short an asset, what do you look for? You look for divergence. There's divergence. And where is it? Not there yet. Not there yet. You see, it's going to make some probably right over here. That's going to be my guess. I think Bitcoin follows, obviously a lot of people like to check the S&P 500. Maybe that's pretty good, but the better one to check is NASDAQ. I think Bitcoin follows more the NASDAQ than anything. And it's not 100% correlated. Sometimes they do deviate from time to time. So 100%, I wouldn't say that. Bitcoin could bottom before or after sometimes usually. So you can't really say 100%. You can say pretty high amount, 80% plus. So for the most part, you check the S&P or not S&P, NASDAQ, and you go, yeah, okay, if it's going up, probably Bitcoin's going up, generally speaking. So here's the deal with it. I'll let you guys check this out. I have it on a line chart just to clean up all the wicks and everything. And it's turning out to be it's going to be a nice, beautiful third wave more than likely. And you check this out. Here you go. This right here, up one and down here, two, and whiz up into this three, right? Come back down in that four, and then another little one, just like that one right there. Boom. And then you have this down here. Still looking for that. Just wants to take its time, right? Want to take its time. Something like that, maybe. And then you have a nice divergence, okay? Now you go to the lower time frames, guys. You just pop out here. Let's go to 12-hour. Still don't have the divergence on the 12-hour. Not yet. A little bit. No, a little bit. I take that back. This right here is a section of it where it just kind of trended up and then it did a correction right in this area, okay? That section, I think, has to do with this section. You see, in this area, remember when it was down here, it was just kind of creeping up a little bit, and then it completes third wave back down in this fourth wave, which is probably with one of these waves, and then just start creeping up a little bit to go with this section. Now it's a fourth wave to go with this second wave. Now it's trying to complete that fifth wave and struggling to get it off in this area, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. Yeah, really still no that definitive divergence yet, okay? So you still want to see potentially, at least something like that on the 8-hour, guys, is what I'd be looking for. It's attempting to do it. You can see it's attempting to do it. And the reason I say that too is I want to go over some other assets with you. Let's go to the NASDAQ. You see the NASDAQ here on the 45-minute chart? I'm on a lower time frame. So it made a blast up here from the bottom of December all the way up to this time January. Let's say January, and it's down here correcting. And then you can see in this area, okay, it's looks like it's going to come down and make that wave. So that's a 5-wave move this way. So it's going to start trending up, and that's probably when Bitcoin will finish that move off, when the NASDAQ will make this move, something like this, guys. So here's the 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down there's your divergence, and then what we'll do, 1, 2, 3, and then probably come back down for 5. Is this going to be a 3-wave move, or is this going to be a massive 5-wave, is this 1, 2? There's a lot of things in question about the NASDAQ, guys, in my opinion, about what's going on in this section. And the reason I say that is that let's go over some assets, and I'll show you. Okay, here's the first holdout. Is Apple, okay, on the monthly chart. Apple is the first holdout. It doesn't have a lot of correcting that it did in this chart, but it did go through here, 5th wave, and it is coming down fairly decent, I guess you could say, in the monthly RSI. But could it have a lot more to go? It definitely could, guys. So this one definitely is concerned. The biggest asset on the NASDAQ, so if this dumps, it could definitely bring the NASDAQ down. But let's take a look at Apple. Let's take a look at Apple, right? Not Apple, but Amazon, excuse me. You see Apple or Amazon? You see this down here in the monthly RSI all the way back down there. my opinion, I think that there's either bottom for Amazon, or it's in a local area bottom to bounce for a period of time. Okay. Just going over some of these other bigger assets. Netflix was another one. When I remember when this was happening back in March, April timeframe, when Netflix was doing that dump and everything in the media said Netflix is done, they're losing subscribers, they don't know what they're doing, on and on and on and on. I said, yeah, it's got a problem. It's just correcting that wave. As you can see in the monthly chart with the monthly RSI, reset its whole cycle, and now it's off for Netflix. I think it was pretty obvious right there. You can actually even see the three-wave move. Little finger right there, three-wave move up. So what is that? Up in a wave, back in three, buy. And that's on a monthly time frame, guys. You know how rare it is to have a setup like this? You guys have any idea to have a setup with a wave up like this, back in three, the monthly RSI, which you probably won't see the monthly RSI this low for years. Like you probably have to wait till 2030 to see this again. You know how rare it is to see that? That's a 1929 style wave to crash. Just to let you guys know. What's another asset? I'm going to go to Tesla, and let me take this chart. Tesla's looking the same way. Getting that RSI nice down in deep. I think that Tesla, pretty sure it's in a local bottom area too, that it did. It actually made a flat move. That's my take on it. Not a fifth wave, A, B, boom, C. Just like it did over here. That's why it's sideways. This one's a little bit deeper. This one was more sideways. Both of them are flat type moves that Tesla likes to do. And the other stock, the reason I'm going over this, guys, is because of these assets are on the NASDAQ. Okay. And, you want to look at the big assets on the NASDAQ to see where possibly it could be going. Now, here's Facebook. Another example of Facebook. There's a guy that follows my channel. He's in Australia. I made a video about this, and I said, look, guys, here it is. You see that? This is a three-wave move. A three-wave move right in there. This is such an aggressive wave down that you can't even see. It's not a three-wave ABC up. It just kept going down like that. So there you go again. That's a 1929 style wave to crash. And the RSI is all the way down there in the monthly chart. And you probably won't see that with Meta or Facebook, whatever they want to call themselves nowadays, for probably 10 years plus. I'm not kidding. That's right here. Let me go back to Facebook. And this right here, look, guys, this setup. You have no idea how this is like one of the best setups you could ever have on a monthly chart. Like that right there, 1, 2, and then it's going into a 3. Of course, it's going to have up and downs in there. But this right here on Facebook is like buying the Dow Jones Industrial after its wave 2 crash, whatever that ended. What was it, 1932 or something like that? That's like buying stocks at 1932 at the bottom. You're down there, right? Catching it. How many people did that back then? Probably not many. Not many, just like today. Google, same thing. RSI all the way back down there. And, can it go down some more? It probably could, but that's another pretty decent setup. Up in a wave, back in a crash. A nice, really good crash. Pretty much reset the whole cycle. And it could boom. So if these assets kind of get themselves together over the first quarter of 2023 and they start moving out of there, kind of like this one over here. Let me go back to this one with you guys. Where am I? This one over here, right? Netflix, right? They could be doing this in 2023, the tech stocks, guys. So what does that mean for the tech stocks? I know you guys don't really care about Bitcoin. Up a 2x from the bottom in June. Let me see, where are we right here? Bottom in, looks like May or June. Yeah, June. And then now we're in January. 2x on a tech stock. So what do you think could happen with, let's say, starting March or April of 2023 with Bitcoin? Something to think about. That's why going over just solely the NASDAQ and say the NASDAQ is going to dump, and it definitely could. Those assets could go down a little bit more. But if those assets, the big boys in the NASDAQ, they start running, okay? Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, they're all going. There's one more holdout. Apple, definitely in question. But if Apple gets together and it starts going, Those boys right there, they run the NASDAQ. They're like practically the owners of the NASDAQ because they're the top, they're the ones making this NASDAQ blast up. That's why it's in here doing this area, because there's other smaller stocks in the NASDAQ aren't really doing. This is this is telling me that there's a smaller cap stocks in the NASDAQ that are probably doing really, really well. You just got to find them. That's why it's going up, doing this stuff like that. But those big boys, like I said, what do you think would be happening over here with Bitcoin? All right. So here's the other thing. Go over MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is going up in two waves. This is Michael Saylor's deal. Most of you probably already know that. One of the biggest assets in Bitcoin holders, a top 3, top 4. I don't know for sure, and there's Coinbase, GBTC, which by the way, that company that owns GBTC, they got problems. They had to file for bankruptcy, and what's his name? And Gemini now is pretty happy about that because he can get customer funds back. And I hope that he does. And then if this guy ends up being a fraud, this Barry guy, hey, he needs to be exposed, right? Let's expose him and get him out. Okay. Do I think it's going to do a lot of damage to the crypto market? It probably could temporarily because of the fear a little bit. So some people get scared. But unless something happens at GBTC, nothing's significant. I think there's probably some companies hovering around looking to buy GBTC. Who knows? Fidelity, Goldman Sachs. There's the other one, Valkyrie. I think those are 3 that are looking at it. And believe me, something like Fidelity, no problem going ahead and just sliding that into their portfolio. Fidelity, I know it's just regular, buying and selling stocks type company, but they're adding Bitcoin and Ethereum into their program where just their customers that they have right now, their clients they have right now can be able to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is good. And then they have 14 trillion under management, 14T, not B. T for Fidelity. So back to this. This is what you want to see right here with MicroStrategy. So far, so good with MicroStrategy. Is it going to be a disappointment? It might not be done there, or maybe it has to come over here. But if MicroStrategy pulls that off and does a nice 5-wave move, okay, here in a 45-minute chart. I don't like this low time frame chart. Let me go to a small higher time frame, at least a 4-hour. Okay, right here, 4-hour chart. And then you're down here in the RSI, you see something like that, divergence, telling you that's a 5-wave move off the bottom. And then more than likely, that's giving you the idea that Bitcoin is doing a bottom too, guys. Okay. I made previous videos on what potentially Bitcoin could be doing. This would be the overall trend of, here my count right here, 1, 2, up for this 3 in that area, just like so. Okay. And then maybe a 4 over here, back down to the box, 18,000, 19,000, and then a 5-wave move over here. Personally, if you see this right here for Bitcoin, this would be a really good a trade, or probably a pretty decent spot to get it. You can go wait for that move if that happens, and then it could have a bigger correction over here potentially. But that is only just a guess, guys. That's only a guess. So personally, if it was me, if I was a long-term holder in Bitcoin, I would be looking at least getting some exposure in this area. If I see this is me personally, not financial advice, to do with this. Because right now, if this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, this potentially could be a little minor FOMO 5th wave. And the deal is Bitcoin just might have a shallow correction over here. Okay. That's going to be the issue over here. And then if you just decide, hey, I'm just going to wait for the whole thing, and then over here till March or April, you might not get this. That's going to be the issue. So I will be doing this spot trade if I see this, and also a futures trade if I see this on the long side, because this really could be massive. And then this will really help the some of the other altcoins too, guys. So that's kind of what I'm checking out, what I'm expecting. And I know some people are like, this is too high in the RSI. And as you can see, if you check some assets in the RSI, they can stay up there for a little while. So like here's Bitcoin and the 8-hour chart, maybe go up a little bit, and then it comes back down into a fourth wave. It could reset a lot of itself and then pull off another fifth wave over there. Okay, just like this, and then it comes back down to correct it, resetting that whole cycle again, and that fourth wave come all the way back down here to do it all over again, guys. So that's how that pretty much works in the RSI. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.